Welcome to the mall apocalypse. And no sunglasses today, no need for them because not only are we inside, but it is so dark inside of Cherryvale Mall here in Rockford, Illinois because of all of the stores that are closed. Take a look at this. Lost an anchor store here. This used to be Macy's right over here, my dad told me. I wanted to do a video inside this mall because I used to come to this mall all the time when I was a kid, okay? And this place was happening, guys. Like right now, just a quick glance around, walking around, there's nobody in here. And I was here on Sunday. Today, as I'm shooting this, is Tuesday. And even in the middle of the day on Sunday, should be like the busiest part of the week for the mall, hardly anybody was in here just like this. It's a little emptier today, but I'll put up some shots later in the video for you of the food court, different things like that. But probably anywhere between 30 to 40% of the stores inside this mall are closed. Here's another one. You know, there's a nail salon here that's open. There are some businesses that are here, obviously, but they're empty, guys. I mean, you look inside. There's nobody inside these stores, okay? And obviously, that's not good for business. So the last thing you want when you own any sort of store is having no customers. Another one closed. We're going to talk a lot about that today because the retail sales numbers have been going down a lot in this country recently. And I figured this would be the perfect place to shoot this video because there's just examples of what I'm talking about everywhere we turn around here. People are slowing down their spending because they want to save money. Surprise, surprise. Inflation is killing everyone's budget and is making everyone's wallet tight right now. The retail spending in May went up actually 0.1% higher, but sales volume dropped 1.3% year over year. So what that means is just kind of like the fast food data that we've gone over, is that they're seeing higher sales numbers, but they're seeing less amount of actual dollars spent, okay? That's kind of what's happening right now. So ultimately, that's bad for business. So what this adds up to is a 4% decline in retail sales in the first quarter of 2024. And it's a strong sign that this long-awaited recession is at our doorstep. And you know, listen guys, you can say I'm cherry picking this or whatever. I'm here visiting my family. I used to live here. I grew up in this area, so that's why I'm shooting in this mall. And there's other malls that are way worse than this. There's malls that have completely closed down. At least this one is still halfway alive, as you can tell. There are stores here, but where's all the people? Okay, even on Sunday afternoon, which I'll put up some clips here, there wasn't that many more people. You guys can see the food court was pretty empty during this time. Just another area, just like I'm walking through right now, the center part of the mall was also very empty on Sunday, and there just wasn't a lot of activity going on here. So once again, I question people to tell me, how is all of this the sign of a strong economy, okay? It's good to see that Cinnabon's still in business. Another empty store right next to it though. Empty stores across the way. Like it literally has to be 30 to 40% of the stores inside of this mall are completely closed down. And when I was a kid, walking through here with my parents or friends or whatever, going on a date, I don't remember anything ever being closed, ever, okay? Here's another one. All closed down. This also kind of relates to what we talk about with real estate and the housing market, right? Like everything is local, the economy is local. And when you guys have seen a couple of my mall videos in Miami, it's packed. People have even said in the comments of those videos, like, well, it looks like there's no recession in Miami. Well, that's because there isn't. The economy there is still booming. You know, Miami is a huge tourist city, and there's people coming in every single day from all over the world. And Aventura Mall, where I shot those couple of videos, is like a huge tourist destination for people coming in because they like shopping and buying things that are a lot cheaper here in the US than they are in their other countries where they come from. And so they buy up everything there, and the malls are packed 24/7, especially around the holidays. When you come to a place like here, Middle America, in the middle of the Midwest, the story changes quite a bit, as you can see. And this is all happening, guys, because the people around here don't have the money to support these stores, okay? They're everywhere. Closed. Closed. It's not like I'm making this up. You know, like I was kind of shocked when I came in here. Actually, the only good thing about this is if you want to come here shopping, you don't have to worry about, you know, constantly dodging people everywhere because it's empty. So you can come in here and get your shopping done in peace, or if you're a mall walker or whatever, you can go ahead and do that without much hassle. So obviously some of the reasons that are stated that this is happening is because, you know, the cost of living is going up. Also, consumer sentiment has been going down because people aren't feeling good about this economy right now. And it's not like people aren't feeling good, it's that it's actually not good. You know, I should have the camera facing this way because there's a couple of stores over here. Closed, closed, closed. And this is all just on the second floor. I will go down to the bottom floor after this to show you guys the rest of it, because it's kind of a small mall, so we can walk this whole mall in one video. I mean, literally this whole section of the mall over here, guys, this entire corner, every store is closed. It's like, I'm surprised, but at the same time I'm not, you know what I mean? Because as somebody who grew up here and remembered this place being vibrant and, you know, every store full and people here all the time, no matter what day of the week, and now seeing it like this is a shocker. But at the same time, I'm not surprised because I am well aware of how bad things are going with the economy right now. This place looks really cool though, I just have to say. They have this huge arcade in here. Let me just show you this real quick. But you see, as cool as it is, there's like nobody in here. They got everything in here. Mini golf, all kinds of games. They have bowling, you name it. But it's empty. I'm gonna come here and patronize this business because I think it'd be fun to spend a few hours here playing all these games and give them some money, because I think it's cool, and this wasn't here when I was growing up. But that used to be an anchor store, you know, that used to be a Macy's or whatever it used to be. You know, I don't know what it used to be, but all closed. And I'll stop saying how all the stores are closed because you guys can see that already by now, and you'll just keep seeing it as the video goes on. But you gotta think of something like a place like a mall, like here. There's not many stores here that sell things that people actually need, okay? You're talking like Build-A-Bear, you have an arcade, you have you know, famous footwear for fancy tennis shoes and basketball shoes, some clothing stores for people that want to spend some extra cash. But you don't have stores in here that sell groceries or have essentials that people need. Now I have to even walk down the escalator because this thing is broken here. So that also exacerbates the problem, right? You have more and more places like this that go out of business because they sell things that no one needs. And in a tight economy like this, that has been kind of on the downfall for a couple decades over here, it's hard for them to stay afloat. I mean, furry babies, what kind of store is that? I don't even know what they used to sell there. But chances are, it's something I don't need. I never heard of it. You probably don't need it either. But then you have like the places that do stay in business like this. You have Vision Works, you know, an eye doctor store, a place that sells eyeglasses. So they're still going, right? Because people need to be able to see. That's something that people are always gonna need. So this place is literally the poster child of which businesses kind of make it over the years and which ones don't, due to needs versus wants. And right now people are prioritizing their needs versus wants because they can't afford a lot of the wants anymore. You know, right now people are spending every dollar they make and then some just to keep up with the cost of living. No one's got money to come to furry babies or whatever other kind of stores in here that are going under. And according to a recent survey, 37% of consumers said they intend to reduce their spending on takeout meals. 35% said they intend to spend less at sit-down restaurants, and 35% say that they plan on spending less money on international and domestic flights, while 32% said they would spend less on alcohol. Well, that's because all of those things are wants, not needs. Nobody needs to travel international. Nobody needs to drink alcohol. You know, nobody needs to go out to eat when you can eat at home. And nobody needs little people's closet. Apparently not. And so obviously the government is worried about this because when spending goes down, guess what else goes down? GDP. That's because GDP is anywhere between 70 to 80% of the GDP in this country. And so that's the number that they keep looking at to say, oh, we're not in a recession, everything is good. But when you actually go through the real America, where I'm at right now, not heavily overstimulated areas like Miami where I live that are constantly bombarded by international visitors, that's not a real reflection of America. This is. So I'm actually really glad that I was able to come here and see this, because the amount of change in just 20 years here is kind of astronomical, guys. Like, all the stores that I used to come as a kid here in the Rockford area and Belvedere, almost all of them are closed. Even bowling alleys closed, all kinds of things like that that used to be packed with people back in the day. The first quarter GDP figures in 2024 was only at 1.6%. Okay, compared to 4.9% and 3.4% in the third and fourth quarters of 2023. So things are clearly slowing down, and I think it's only a matter of time before this number goes negative just by looking around places like this. You know, it's one thing to read these figures off of an article online and look at the data, but it's a whole nother story to come to a place like this and see it for yourself in person. And I believe that one of the main reasons that this mall isn't completely out of business yet is because they still have a few of their anchor stores. They haven't lost them all yet. You know, that other one that we started off on is gone, but they still have a Macy's over here. There's also a JCPenney here still somewhere. I think it's over that way. And a lot of the malls that tend to completely go under, they lose their anchor stores, and that's it. You know, that's like the final death blow. So they're not quite here yet, but they're on their way. So the Fed is getting realistic about this right now, and they're saying, listen, we have about a 52% chance of slipping into a recession by May of 2025 if things keep going like this.
Can't be recorded here.
Why not?
It's against our policy. You have to go up to the office and ask them if it's okay first. And you'll see like clears and stuff. You go down there.
Well, at least she was nice about it, right? And you know what's interesting? I've walked past security people in the malls in Miami before, and they never stopped me, right? Because they didn't have anything to hide. But here, at a place like this, I guess there's nothing going on in here. So they don't want people to see the truth. You know, they don't want people to see that these places are literally going under and going out of business right now. You know who else is going out of business right now besides malls and retail stores? Restaurants. Because you have big restaurant chains like Applebee's, Cracker Barrel, TGI Fridays, and many other big chain restaurants that are closing down their locations right now because business is slow and people aren't spending the money. So they're going to end up like stores like this. And of course, the reason for this is inflation, guys. Inflation is not slowing down to anywhere near what the Fed has been aiming for, and that has been removing purchasing power from people's wallets. So they can't come to places like this. They can't come to different restaurants and spend the money like they used to because they don't have the extra money. I'll just walk around the outside to the parking lot back to my car a little bit just to make sure these guys don't try to nail me. But even the parking lot out here, it tells you the real picture of what's going on. You know, you can see the parking lot's not very full. I'm gonna walk past this area over here where there's just like nothing. You know, the whole thing is empty, guys. I mean, check out this segment of the parking lot over here. Completely empty. Not a single car out there, maybe just one guy. And then this is the empty anchor store. I don't remember what this used to be. It was just so long ago when I was a kid. But you get the idea. The most recent restaurant that's having problems right now is Hooters. Apparently, men don't have the extra money to go in to see some Hooters while having a meal. Right now, it says that Hooters have shut down about 40 of their stores as of Sunday night across the country right now. And they're saying that they're going to continue to close a select number of underperforming stores. So, once again, you're seeing all these companies, all these big companies, restaurants, stores, close. So, that's not a sign of a strong economy. These places should be opening stores right now if things were going well, but it's the opposite. And what's the reason? Once again, increases in the prices of food, okay? The price of limited service restaurants over the past year have gone up about 4.5%, while sit-down restaurants and casual restaurants have only gone up 3.5%, which already sounds like way underestimating how much things have gone up, but you know, these are the figures we have to work with. And let's be honest, guys, I've been to Hooters several times before. The food's not that great. You go there for other reasons, so it's not really a surprise that they're closing down. And I've seen other places that wasn't the case. Places where the food was okay, like Rubio's Coastal Grill, they're done. Red Lobster just filed for bankruptcy. They're closing all their restaurants. And right now, according to the National Restaurant Association, they're saying that the May's sales number, May of 2024, is $93.6 billion nationwide, which was the lowest monthly volume that they've seen since October of 2023. And that spending and these businesses fell in 4 out of the last 6 months. So once again, this is not a sign of a strong economy. And look at it, this place is open, okay? This is a furniture store. They have some very nice furniture in here, by the way. I walked through here on the way into this mall. Here's the parking lot. I mean, furniture is one of those businesses that's really getting hit right now with this recession, and it shows. So the National Restaurant Association is thinking that the only way sales are going to pick up anytime soon is if inflation falls back within rates consumers can deal with and the menu prices to go along with it. So think about that for a minute. The inflation that we've experienced is permanent. It's not going to go away. The only goal that the Fed has right now is to reduce the amount of inflation, not lower prices. Okay, the goal is to get inflation down to 2%, which means prices continue to go up by 2% annually in their mixed basket of goods. It doesn't mean that we're going to lower prices by 20 or 30% back to where they were pre-pandemic. Okay? This is where everybody's getting it wrong. So the damage to these restaurants is permanent. And you guys can see that this section of the mall is the only area actually that has a decent amount of cars in the parking lot, because they have a bunch of different stores here outside the mall. You know, smoke shop, bookstore, different restaurants and things like that over there. So this part is pretty busy. But restaurants have a bleak future ahead of them, because according to a KPMG survey, 41% of people said that they plan on spending less in restaurants in the coming months as a result of the financial pinch that they're going through, and almost twice the 21% that planned to cut back of last year. So you have double the amount of people feeling the financial pinch in 2024 than they did in 2023. So what is that going to look like when 2025 rolls around? That's what I'm thinking. By the time we hit 2025, you're going to have even more people feeling that pinch, because inflation continues to chip away at people's budget, okay? It continues to chip away at what you can actually afford. And you know things are getting bad when even Walmart is closing stores, okay? It's not just the stores in the mall, it's not just restaurants, but also Walmart. Walmart already closed 11 stores so far in 2024, and all 51 of their healthcare centers and virtual care offerings within their stores, those are all finished. But they're going to continue closing more stores throughout 2024. It's a good thing I didn't run into that security lady until the end, guys, because I already walked through the whole mall. So it's fine that I'm walking out here anyways, because there's really nothing else to see in there. I would just be going in circles. We covered the whole mall, actually. But anyways, you have 2 stores in Georgia that are going to be getting closed, and then 1 in Colorado coming up. In the Colorado store, you have 141 people who just lost their job as of June 6th. 1 store in Georgia, you have 92 people who are losing their job, and 295 employees will be laid off from the Dunwoody area as of September 20th, which amounts to 387 people who are working at Walmart in Georgia who are going to be losing their jobs by the end of September. So that's going to bring the total of Walmart's closed in 2024 to 14 and counting, because remember, it's only June, we're barely into July yet, so there could easily be future announcements of more stores closing as the retail sales continue to falter. And they always say the same thing, well, these stores are not meeting financial performance expectations. So, okay, well, every Walmart I've ever seen always has a bunch of people in it, guys. So that means that they're probably losing too much to theft, or the local economy is so broke, like here, that people just aren't coming in anymore. Now, I will say that the one good thing that Walmart does, even though they're closing these stores and these people will lose their jobs, is they give them an opportunity to transfer to a new store and keep their job if they want to. But the problem is, that's not always practical for everybody. You know, you could have a Walmart closing, and the next Walmart available over to work at might be 20 or 30 miles away. So you have this huge commute now, and that's going to cost you extra time, money, gas, everything involved with making that commute. It's just, to me, none of this is a sign that things are going well. And listen, I live in an area where things are going well, right? I've shown you guys footage in this video to compare the footage in Miami at the mall, it's always packed, guys. No matter when you go, there's always a lot of people there. During the week like this, the weekend, doesn't matter. But you come here to the middle of Illinois, things are closed down, and the mall seems to be on its last leg. Here's one more shot at the parking lot with some Tesla superchargers. But I do think that this is all just local. You know, you can live in an area where things still seem great. I see people give comments all the time saying that houses still fly off the market in my area. You know, all the restaurants are still booming and packed, but it's not everywhere. And that's the purpose of these videos, is to, you know, wake people up and let them see reality that, hey, just because things might be good where you are doesn't mean that it's like that everywhere, because this is the perfect example that it's not. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you don't want to wait for my next video to come out, check out this one on the screen right over here, and I'll see you in the next one.